So I have to be quiet. Ty is in there and has college tomorrow morning. So this clip is going to be quieter than the rest of the clips. So I will like let you know when I'm almost done with this one, so you can turn your volume down. So turn it up and then turn it down. I am editing these videos over a year later. College got crazy and they kind of got lost in the abyss. And there was a lot of jump cuts in this. I was just really excited to film this for some reason, and just talked way too much. So there's that. I haven't really talked about college anywhere, and so I guess I can just like talk about it here. I am on a gap year. That could be a whole another video. I say that a lot, but I think I'm gonna make another video why I'm taking a gap year after my first year of college. I'm also no longer going to be a nurse. Also, the quality of this video gets much better if this is the first one you're watching. Also, I relate most of these examples back to high school, but I think they are all things that really apply in college. But this was made shortly into my first semester, but I think they apply. I also feel like junior, senior, and freshman year of college are a very transitional time in your life when all of these tips are useful. Some of them are just life tips, but most of them are school tips, but they're not like take great notes. I don't know. I feel like they're more like substance to them, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm gonna start the video now. So turn your volume down, girl. Turn it down. Okay. So my name's Maddie, if you guys are new here. I do kind of random-ish videos. I'm always open to requests, but no one's ever really requested anything, so I feel like back to school time, everyone like shoves back to school videos down your throat. So these are going to be coming out middle to end of September. If you guys didn't know, I am a freshman in college. My dorm room tour is up. If you guys want to go check that out, I'll link it in the description. But today I wanted to give you guys 10 tips just being a successful student. And I feel like these apply across the board. They're things that have either been told to me or things I've learned. And I just wanted to like gift them to you. And there's only 10. There's only 10. And these I'm still using in college. So I mean, they're useful. They're like very broad tips. So the first one is pretty straightforward. It's just plan ahead. So get a planner and find a way that works for you. Know when things are due. And like if you really want to go to that football game and then you have a busy weekend but you have something to do on Monday. And in high school, it's hard to work ahead. But in college, like if I, want to come home for the weekend, I can get like everything done that I need done for Monday for the most part and be good to go. So just plan ahead, know what you have coming up, know what you have due, and do it. The second tip is to prioritize. This is something that can be very difficult because to prioritize your work, like when you sit down to do work, like what do I really need to get done tonight, and also prioritizing like your life. So let me explain the work. So I'm someone, I would sit down, and I still do this now, and I'd get just like, let me show you guys. I have like these lovely notepads, like just, they're like the ones you can put on the fridge. I get them at the Dollar Tree. And I feel like this one has a lot of wasted space, but I would make a list of everything that I wanted to get done. Most of the time, that list did not allow, like it was too long for me to get done in that one day. Especially my senior year, I was in CNA school, so there was more flexibility on like what I was doing. It was more set up like college classes, but prioritizing like what do I absolutely, like what is due tomorrow? And then what's due like the day after tomorrow. But like if you have a big project that you want to start on, at least start on it. Like maybe mind map it. But prioritizing in your actual like life. For me, so most students, you probably have school. You probably have a job. And then maybe you have a hobby or like some sort of club. You have your friends. And then you have, maybe like football games or things like that. So like sometimes you have to give something up, and like recognizing what you're okay to give up can be kind of difficult. I think school should come first, and then, you know, it's going to depend on every person. So the next thing is be driven. Find a motivation. Just keep going. It can be really hard, especially junior year of high school is just like the worst. I wanted to quit. My sister wanted to quit. And like, we've been good students our whole life. So that was like shocking to my parents. Yeah, just find, like, I know you don't get to pick. Like, I get to pick going to college, and I get to have like a why. I want to be a nurse. I want to help people. And like, it goes deeper and deeper. High school, you don't really get to pick even where you go. Like, it's based on where you live. And you don't even get to pick where you live. Like, it's very easy to feel like you're not in control at all. And I so get that. But for me, I was like, okay, I want to be here and I want to earn the best grades that I possibly can so I can get into a good school that I want to go to and become a nurse. And also, when I didn't know my job, what I wanted to do, that was even harder. Like, okay, I want to get into a good school, but I don't know what I want to do. And what, like, constitutes a good versus a bad school, because, like, normally you look at, like, the actual program. Tip is get enough sleep and just take care of yourself, because if you're exhausted from work or one thing or another, it's just going to snowball. You're not going to be awake in class. You're not going to be taking good notes, and then you're not going to be able to do your homework, and then you fail the test, and then, like, no. Take care of yourself. And something that I've had to do in college, I was like, I want to study. And I was like, let's paint our nails. I can decide to give up time to paint my nails. Let's go for a run. So and whatever, taking care of yourself can take on so many definitions. But for me, it's something that makes me feel better. And it's something that isn't, like, inherently bad for me. Like, I'm not, like, going and, like, eating a bunch of junk food or, like, drinking or anything like that. But just really doing things that I enjoy. The next thing is to have big and small goals. So when I was in high school, this was something we learned about, like, SMART goals and just so like, I have my long-term goal. This is a great example of being a nurse. Okay, that is like my big end goal. I mean, it's one of them. Like, my really, on top of that, even I have, like, being a mom, but you know, there's order. So right now, my main focus is being a nurse, because I want to be a nurse before I'm a mom. So I choose that one big goal. And this is where I struggle too, because I'd be like, life's coming so fast. Like, I gotta do everything, like, breathe. So normally I pick one big goal and one small goal, and they normally correlate. And you can have these for different areas in your life. So, like, my big goal right now is nursing, being a nurse. Or it could even be getting into nursing school, because, you know, you gotta get in. But we'll just say being a nurse. My small goal, pass this semester. And I could even break it down even further and say, like, if there's a class I'm struggling with, that can be my motivation of, like, I need to, like, have a good GPA to get into nursing school and become a nurse. Like, and you can go as in depth as you want. Going really in depth kind of stresses me out. So I'm just like, gotta do well in all my classes, get a good GPA so I can become a nurse. That's how I like to look at it. And it's just be flexible. I am kind of bad at being flexible. It's something I'm working on. I think I've gotten a lot better than I used to be. But just in general, I used to, like, this is the due date, this is when it's due, and if the teacher changed it, I was pissed. How dare you move that due date? And so just be flexible. Be flexible with your schedule. Be flexible, like, with your friends, and just try to be, and for me, being flexible also means being more patient, because I'm not a super patient person either, if we're going to be honest. So just being flexible, going with the flow, it'll make things a lot easier. The next thing is to ask for help. Your teachers are there to give you help. And even, like, I've had those teachers that just don't want to be there. Like, maybe they're a coach. That sounds so bad. I've had a few great teachers that are also coaches, but most coaches are coaches first and then teachers. And if I couldn't go to them, I'd find someone else. Maybe there's someone that's really good in the class or one thing or another. And if you live in a town with a college, there's normally college students that are willing to tutor. I mean, that costs money, but just throwing that out there if you're really bad at a class. I used to feel like I told my dad, this stuck with me. And I'm sure he said this before, but this time it really did. I wanted to take art. but I said I'm not good at it. And my dad said, well, if you were good at it, like, you wouldn't need the class. You don't go into Algebra 3 knowing all of Algebra 3. That's not what school's for. And I feel like high school is a time to really try different things that you like. Most high schools don't offer like amazing different programs, but there are certain classes you can test things out. I found out I like to create art. I like to do certain things, but I'm not super great at it. It's de-stressing though and fun for me. I just like don't have an eye for things, I guess. Yeah, that was interesting. But it was a really great learning experience for me to figure all that out. And just, you aren't supposed to know everything. You aren't. You're there to learn. Now, if you're not putting in the effort, like, that's a different thing. But you aren't supposed to know everything. I promise. They don't expect you to. Here. But I wanted to add here that if you're in college, almost every single college has like a Center for Academic Excellence. That's what it was called at my college, where you can go and get free tutoring and free help with classes from students that have made, like where I went, they had to have like an A in the class and like all this stuff. And there's also study groups that are led by professors for the harder classes like A&P, biology is like the harder sciences, and even some math classes that you can also take advantage of in college. So I just wanted to throw that in there. The next one is talk to your teachers. This is across the board. Again, it can be a lot harder in like middle school and early of high school. I feel like as you get older in high school and maybe you've known some of the teachers, it can become easier. But what I mean by talk to them, if you thought you would deserve a better grade, or you really feel like this question's right, but like they marked it wrong, but like that's exactly what they said, like just go talk to them. If you're just completely confused, go talk to them. They're not monsters. They're not going to bite your face. I promise. Just have that open. And if they do decide to come and talk to you for some reason, don't like completely shut down. They're people. They make mistakes on things like tests, and you can go ask them. But I would just say be respectful. Never be like, I feel like this is right. No, just be like, hey, like, I was just wondering, like, I thought you said this. Could you clarify? Because you're there to learn, not to memorize. So maybe you, like, memorized it one way. That's a whole nother thing. A whole nother video. And my 10th tip is to study before you need to. So if you have a test, or before you think you need to. I have, like, a quiz or a test, like, nothing major, like a week before. Other people, it's the night before. I would probably start a week and a half before then for me. And it also depends on how much studying you want to do, but I can promise you the night before method does not work. And also the night before test, you shouldn't be up cramming, because you're less likely to remember it than if you just went to sleep. Again, going back to taking care of yourself. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do want to leave you with the last thing, that school can be difficult no matter where you're at, and I mean life can be difficult, whether it directly relates to school or not. And so I just want to tell you that it's very temporary. It may seem like you have forever, but you really don't. I mean, I look at like 4 years and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so long, and then the next minute I'm like, that's so short. It's life, and I mean, someday you're going to be a grandparent, hopefully. And so it's just recognizing that you're not going to be there forever. That's not your eternity. You know, that would stink. So I hope you guys enjoyed these tips. I hope you found them useful. Let me know if you like disagreed with any of them, or like would word them different. I don't know. Just comment if you have tips, or if you already use some of these. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one.